I'm very curious about how you started here in the Mount, where your journey was from.
I first came to the Mount, it's been 18 years ago now, and I do have kind of a special story about how I landed here that started back from when I was a little girl, because my mother was the director of nursing for a long-term care facility that happened to be right across the street from where I grew up at the Kenny Retirement Home here in West Seattle, and she worked there for 35 years. And as the youngest of 5, all of us had some role over there, but I in particular did a lot of volunteer service and just helping out in so many different ways, and just fell in love with being around elders.
What sort of thing were you doing as a little girl there?
I think in part she was occupying me because perhaps we didn't have a babysitter, but
Sure.
I did so many things. I had adopted grandparents for whom even ladies in the very high-skilled areas would give me 15 cents, and I would walk a long ways up to a grocery store and buy like penny candy and bring it back for her. And she would always be so thrilled. Mrs. Hill, I remember her name.
Yeah.
And I think the joy was more the thrill when I came back and she would see what I had, and she knew that she was giving me a job. But other ladies, especially there, a woman taught me how to do embroidery. Another woman taught me piano. And the gentleman in the wood shop, they kind of adopted me as their mascot, and they would make things for me. And in fact, one year made for me this 5-foot-tall, beautiful dollhouse that had a patio and a working elevator. Yes. And then there was Grandma Jessup, who came to all my birthday parties. And the list goes on and on. I really, at a very young age, that was kind of like my second home because it was right across the street.
Right. How did you end up from there to here?
A number of years back, I saw an article in the New York Times that the Mount was featured on the Sunday front cover of the New York Times in color, and it was a story about a place where people go to live rather than to die, even though this is a place where many people end their life. I saw that and I thought, wow, right here in West Seattle, what a gem. They're really doing something right. And I was working at the time downtown in the health insurance industry, and I was becoming really aware of the massive amount of money that was spent in a competitive way in our healthcare system. And I was starting to feel a little uncomfortable with that. I wanted to feel better about my work and not to be aware of waste or people that were getting a lot of incentives and bonuses and broker commission award things. Right around that time, my current job, Foundation Director and Director of Public Relations, came open. I was scrolling through the Sunday paper and there was an ad there because I just happened upon it. And I decided, because my skills in marketing and communications were really transferable, I thought, well, it's right up my alley because this is a line of service that I love. And so I thought I'd put my hat in the ring. Here I am 18 years later. It's pretty incredible.
What is your favorite part of your job?
My favorite part has got to be seeing and knowing the residents. We do know the difference that we're making in the programs here and just adding so much richness to the quality of life. I did lose my own mom this last year, and yet for the last 18 years, she got to see me in my work here, and I had definite opportunities to kind of share with her. She knew that was, so I felt like I was continuing her legacy.
If your mom was here with us today, what would she say she was most proud of you in terms of what you've accomplished and who you are as a person and how you do this special work that she modeled so well for you?
I think that she would definitely love the compassion that I inherited or saw in her, because people used to tell me when she was really little, I would hear all the time out in the community as a young girl all the way through high school and college and on, people would stop me and say, do you know what a wonderful nurse your mom is? And I would say yes.